Hi Gemini, welcome to New Era. My name is Emma. Happy New Year, happy 2021. Let's see what's going on for you. We're just gonna jump right in. It's a general read and I set the time frame to early January and until early February. This is the overall energy, an overall message here with this first deck, and then we're gonna go deeper and really dive into what's going on with you for this upcoming month. All the decks that I'm using, I've listed them down below in the description box if you're interested. They want something very specific. It takes a little bit longer to get the card out. So there might be a little bit of a, like, Taurus had the same thing. It might be a little bit of a delay. Not a delay. Things are just sort of organizing themselves right now. Things are lingering. Maybe you're waiting results for something. And it's like, in the meantime, do you feel calm and trusting the outcome? Or do you feel a bit frustrated and impatient? And Gemini, overall, you're probably a bit frustrated. Just take a deep breath and just know that whenever the result, whenever whatever's going to come back to you is ready, it's going to come. So having that out of the way, it just flew out. Wow. Dragon. So the dragon entails that one way of looking at it, one perspective, is that the dragon comes with a little bit of courage, a little bit of nudge, saying that it's like safe to move forward. It's, you got this. There's nothing to fear. But in this very instance, like, you see that you control the dragon. Like, you're the one who's steering where it's gonna go, and you're the one ripping up like all the emotions, or like creating waves wherever you go. It's very calm around you. Everywhere you look, it's very calm around you. Oh, that's right. I saw these colors. I just take a moment before I start each reading and just connect in with like the general Gemini vibe. And it was actually, maybe it was this card that I picked up. But it feels like synchronistic, because so maybe look for that. Maybe look for synchronicities in your life. Look for things that, like, oh, wait, I just thought about that and now I'm seeing this. And then that has a significance. But I saw the bright colors of like turquoise and pink and yellow. Like those really baby, bright colors. Not strong colors, but very bright, very light. Yeah, I saw that. So maybe perhaps it was this very image here that I saw. However, it's sort of saying that you're in control. You're the one steering the courage. You're the one who's almost giving life a nudge to go forward. There's a house, a castle and a little slope, a little staircase, or a very steep staircase to this castle, and almost like a whole kingdom behind here. So this is very interesting. So whatever you pick up from that, we're going to go deeper and find out exactly what this is all about. So, Gemini. What can we give Gemini? And I'm just using this new deck that I got from one of my sisters for Christmas, and I just love it. It's a bit still, takes a little while to break a new deck in because it's a bit sticky. I just absolutely adore this deck, and it's Colette and Reid, and I've used several decks of her before, but this is a new deck to me. So Gemini, what can we tell Gemini for this upcoming month, please? So that flipped, but it didn't come out. That you're in between worlds. You're leaving something behind and you're stepping into the new. Number 3, passion, creativity, joy. Flamingo. It's a pink flamingo because they ate a lot of shrimp. So maybe somebody ate... Oh, and I didn't see... Oh my God. So this came out in my pre-shuffle. And I do... Okay, so we have to address that then. It flipped, but it didn't come out. And it came out. It was the only card that actually... I just sit and I like close my eyes and I go into your vibe, and sometimes a card will come out, but most often I'm just shuffling the decks and I'm just sitting within my own energy. But this unfinished symphony, it actually came out. And so this is about tying up loose ends. It's number 10 there, so it is a completion. And we already had that. We're completing something. We're getting out of this gray zone. So maybe there's a gray area as well for some of you. If this is a relationship, it's a general reading, so we can still have love that come up on the table, but I don't ask specifically about love. I ask about anything and everything that you need to hear at this moment that can be inspirational and uplifting to you. And so this gray area or gray zone, you're moving out of it. So if there's been a gray area or a gray zone, you have wonder which direction it's going to go in. You're going to come into the clear. You're going to come into the clear about it and move on, okay? And this unfinished business, unfinished symphony, it's a number 10, so it is a completion. And it's like, it's a whole freaking symphony. So that's how far you come. It's like you've written this new symphony, you've written this new life or this new chapter for yourself, for your future. And we just have those final notes, those little... So this is probably bird that is sitting right there, because we have a little birdie up here. So birds come in with messages, and they also bring a lot of freedom. Today I saw this as a bow, like you tie a little bow up, rosette in Swedish, and it's like tying up those loose ends is what I'm getting. So it's like one little thing or one little piece, one little key. That's interesting, because we have keys in the piano, but we can also have like key to turn the keys. So it's like just one or two keys left that we need to find the lock to, or we need to, or maybe lock up and leave something behind. So there's something, if it's in terms of relationships, we need to have those final conversations. Maybe you feel like it's not a complete story yet. So maybe you're leaving somebody behind in terms of romantic relationships. Maybe it's a friend, maybe it's a coworker. If it's a work-related situation, it's like you need to have that final conversation, or write a letter, or send a message, or somehow. And if this is a person, you know, sometimes we can have unfinished business with people that actually are not alive anymore, and so they have crossed over to the other side, and then it's quite hard to give them the message, physically anyway. So this is more like a ritual for you. So you need to write this letter to yourself and maybe then burn it up or something. But if there's alive people, and you feel like, okay, as long as we have things going on, as long as we have that little thread keeping us together, if there's more things than one keeping you, if it's not just thoughts keeping you together, if it's kids keeping you together, or businesses or houses or cars or contracts or whatever this is, you need to become clear about it. We need to come into the clear. If there's unfinished business in certain I'm getting it in Swedish, so what is that in English? That's interesting, because usually I'm getting everything that I see or everything that I hear is usually straight to English. That's why sometimes I'm saying a word that I've never heard before. It's like, oh, hope that I'm using this one right. And now I lost the Swedish word because I was talking. Okay, so let's just say conversation for the sake of it. So conversation. So if there's any loose ends in terms of a conversation that you had, like there's a topic that you're discussing. So you and a partner, or you and a co-creative, whatever, in like whatever, business, work, friends, children, parents, whatever this is. There's somebody that you're co-creating something with. So there's a topic. We talk about this topic, and maybe one person wants one thing and the other person wants something else. And we never really finish talking about it. As you don't like close up that chapter, it lingers and it's going to stay there with you. It's going to be a bit tougher to move into future relationships if it is in one and the same relationships. At one and the same relationship, it's a bit tough to move on to the next phase in that very relationship, if that makes sense. So there's something about tying up loose ends and writing that final note so that we can have the whole symphony. It's over and done with, and we be moving into the future, maybe, but into the past, and like it's a done deal. It's a completion, and we're able to move on. Okay, so that's interesting that I got this in the pre-shuffle. So there's something about, maybe you think, oh, it's okay, we can have these things together, and I'm able to move on anyway. This indicates differently. So maybe have a little chat within yourself and say, is it true that I can really cut cords with somebody or cut cords with this company if I continue to do work for them once or twice a month, or whatever this is for you, okay? No, we didn't have a card. That was the other one. So what can we tell Gemini besides all this? And when something flips like that, but it doesn't actually come out on the table, I mean, it did come out in the before I started it. But if you really would have wanted to make a point, it would have come out on the table. It stayed in the deck, but it's still there, and it wants to. It just wants to give you like a heads up, like, okay, so this is going on in the background. It's not completely like in the foreground. It's not completely occupying everything, but it is there. So maybe if you're a bit tired, if you're a bit imbalanced, maybe you feel a bit like up and down, like a little bit of a roller coaster emotional person every once in a while, it might be that you haven't sorted this thing out. There you go. Finally. Oh my God. So Taurus had this as well as their first card. Happy, happy. Gemini, you're stepping into a happy, happy place. And there's an egg here. There's a beautiful egg that she's sitting on. And that egg, it looks like a little baby in there. Looks like a very happy smile, a very content smile. So this egg, to me, feels like it's about to hatch. We're about to see what's in the egg. Whatever you have, of course, there can actually be an egg for some of you guys that they were conceived and there's going to actually be a baby. But for the general message here is that you have planned and worked on yourself, on your inner self, on everything that you can work on that has to do with your own personal growth, that it has led you to this happy, happy state. And this happy, happy card, it represents like happiness, even though you don't have anything to be happy about, although you do. This happy, happy card indicates that you do have a lot of things to be happy about, because we have the star here that indicates wish fulfillment. We have you being in alignment with the universe's, maybe the sky rather, rainbow, which is all about stability and balance within each and every energy center within yourself. Number 26. So maybe 26 means something to somebody. If I add those up, we have a number 8. 8 speaks about strong manifestation. We talk about whatever you send out is coming back. Whatever you send out is coming back. And also so above, so below, so in heaven, so on earth. So whatever has been like as an idea is now coming into fruition. And is saying like, just be happy because you can. What are you so happy about? That I'm happy. But what are you happy about? That I'm choosing to be happy. Like, it doesn't necessarily have to be something, but I feel like you're genuinely feeling happy. You're more and more coming into this place because we're coming out of the gray area, because we're tying up loose ends, because we are being very honest with ourselves. So this is, you're happy because you can, but it's also because things are now, you're starting to see stuff coming into fruition. Things really are starting to happen for you. And I see the star very clearly in the forehead there, so you probably are opening up. So for some of you guys, you literally have asked for this. You've asked to open up your psychic center. You're asked to open up and strengthen your psychic abilities. But when this star like is there in the forehead, to me it just speaks about how you really are now starting to pay attention to your intuition and how you're succeeding in listening. Like maybe before you got a signal about something and you go, oh, yeah, and then you move on and then you realize, oh shoot, that was something in the back there that I should have listened to. I knew it, you know. And now it's like you get the indication and it's like, okay, and you're starting to follow the indication. And that's everything, people. When you start to follow your intuition, you start to follow your higher self's guidance. That's all you need to get to the place where you want to be. Wow, I'm so happy. I'm so happy that you, Taurus, and you have this happy outcome. First card, basis. And I saw the pink. I was clarifying this for Taurus, and we had love coming out there. So let's see what else is coming out here. Because Ariel flipped there. Ariel flipped out. Love is joined there to the happy. We want to clarify happy, although it's very clear. We still want some clarification here. I just have to say, so you definitely are in the driver's seat. You're telling the universe where to go. It's interesting because I see these as like, and I really observed it. It's so interesting because I'm a little boy. He's like 2.5 years old, and he's pointing out these things that's so obvious, you know. But then once we were waiting for a train the other day, and we watched how the trains. I have no idea what that is called in English, but you see these like antennas. It's almost like these antennas like we're putting them in so the electricity so the train connects in with the electricity, and so that the train can run on electricity. And there's something about this dragon being connected in. And I was like, that's so freaking amazing that we have these trains and you just connect them into these wires that are just floating in the air. Not floating, but we put them up in the air, and so then the train can really run on that electricity up in the air. It's like, it's amazing what we take full credit of the trains. But what we've accomplished here. There's something with this dragon tuning into the electricity, and so it's like if you just tune into the electricity, if the bravery and the courage and the strength and the power, you tune that into the higher power, and it just runs smoothly. It's kind of a cool message there. So again, clarifier for happy. Okay, so I'm hearing moving on, so I will move on. So what else can we give Gemini, please? What else for the upcoming month? Gemini, please. They want another very specific card. Wow. That's it. What else do we have for Gemini, please? Takes a little bit longer to shuffle. I do apologize because they're a little bit sticky, but at some point you just got to you start to use them. And I'm sitting at night and just shuffling. If somebody saw me, I can just, for the purpose of like have this not being so sticky. Okay, I'm just going to say I'll start to feel it now. blessed. Wow. You are blessed. We have the number 22 there. So 22 is a lot about conversation and communication. It's a lot about relationships. Stars again, stars aligned, wish fulfillments, feeling blessed. And we have a lot of love hearts there on the bottom. All of this floating around here is actually hearts. So there's a lot of love around you. I'm actually going to read out from the book. 22, 26, 24, 22. So I'm going to read both, like what the actual card indicates, but there's something about relationships going on here as well for you, Gemini. So essential meaning, something wonderful that is unearned and unexpected. I'm not sure I like the unearned. I'm sorry. That's my personal opinion. It's always earned. It's always earned, okay? You're worthy of everything just because you're born. An unexpected grace that is an unforeseen gift from spirit. So you're going to be gifted something. There's some sort of grace coming into your life that I get the feeling that you hoped for it, but at the end of the day, you thought probably it was not going to happen. It was not going to come to fruition, or it was not going to, but it turns out it will be. So it's like an expected, unexpected situation here. It's an unforeseen gift from spirit. And the oracle's message is there are moments in life when out of the blue, it seems that everything has been orchestrated by divine intervention. You feel blessed in ways that are difficult to express. I'm almost going to start to cry. I think I pick up your emotion, because I think that there's something that's going to manifest that you just, it's such a blessing that, like, just as you said, that you feel so blessed in ways that are difficult to express. It's like you can't express your gratitude for what is about to happen. That is so beautiful. It's not down there. And it's, as the Red Sea parts in front of you and events come together to banish your troubles easily and naturally, you know deep down you did not deserve any of it. I don't agree with that, again, guys. So maybe you feel, okay, maybe you feel like you, okay, I can, sorry. I can work with that. I'm getting, what do you say? I don't find the words today easily, or at least right now. I'm being steered in a new direction. So I'm gonna, yes, okay. I'm fine with saying you don't feel like you earned it. You don't feel like you earned it. And you don't feel like you deserve it. I can deal with that. Okay, Gemini? Because you do earn it and you do deserve it. And yet, here you are. This is one of those times. Let awe and gratitude for all your blessings guide you now. And I want to read out the relationship, because I am drawn to, there's something with love here, and it is the number 22, which is love relationships for me. You're moving toward a deepening of intimacy in a unique and sacred partnership. So there's some strengthening happening in relationships. You know you're meant to make this connection. This union, blessed by the divine, will bring transformation and beauty to the world. This is also a sign that, even more important, you're being called to a deeper intimacy with yourself and spirit. With this new development, you will see evidence of grace in your life. Unexpected windfalls and good fortune come your way now. Goodness. You're in a phase where any difficulties or obstacles that have... I have no idea how to pronounce that word. I've never heard it before. That have stymmied. stymied, stymied, stymied. There's been any type of difficulties or obstacles, your success seemed to disappear on their own. Be ready to receive. The windows of opportunity will open wide. Accept the blessing given to you now, and don't forget to share them. Wow. I mean, wow. Gemini, you're so blessed. It's like something's going to start to rain upon you, and maybe you feel undeserving, and maybe you feel like you didn't earn it, but man, you did. It's wish fulfillments. And if we're counting the stars, it might be four bigger, I'm actually seeing 5 now, but 4 bigger stars that is coming to clear fruition for you in the very, very near future. And it's, I got emotional, like it's overwhelmingly good. I think you're going to have a little ugly cry moment where you just realize that, okay, things are turning around, things are happening now. We go from the gray zone, the gray area, and into the positive. We go to all the bright and light colors, okay? We have happy, happy, and blessed. How gorgeous is that? And the dragon. Can we clarify this blessed? I mean, that's also quite obvious and clear. But if there's any additional message here. I'm going to go through them once more. Now, wow. Okay, so the message here also is that there's no need for clarification. Everything's very clear. If it's not, it's about to be. So we have a closing off card already. Like, this is the most interesting. Do you see how, like, less is more is what I'm getting here? Less is more. Like, don't color it. Don't put any extra stuff on it. Don't mess with it. It's like, we only need to do what we need to do and then give it a rest. Like, allow for the rest to just magically appear is what I'm getting with that. So we have some final advice here. Before we move into the extended, let's see what's going to come out there. My goodness. Final advice here for, you flip but it didn't come out. To the sea. Maybe that's an indication for somebody. To the sea. You flip but it didn't come out, so I'm not going to pay any extra attention to it. Final advice. It's almost like I feel like they don't want to give it. There you go. Yeah, it's a fork in the road. It's number 13. It's transformation. I know it's a llama. It's a bit funny. It's a bit funny, this image. There's a fork in the road, meaning, okay, so we're going in new directions now. 13 is the divine feminine, but it's also it's death. It's transformation. We're leaving the old behind and we're going into the new. We're letting something die. We're saying goodbye to something old. And we're stepping into the new. And I'm so drawn to that red there. So it's like a new basis, it's a new foundation, it's a new core. Your base energy center is very much around like family, home, finances, like stability, support. And it's good, like we have that in the saddle position. It's like, yeah, it's very grounded, it's very good. We're starting fresh, we're starting new. Transformation. Wow. My goodness. Okay, so I'm going to move into the extended. So if you feel like this is your story, unbelievable story, then I welcome you to come to the extended reading. The link is in the description box down below. If not, then thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you back soon. Bye, Gemini.